Hi, this is Lynn from Kathy Quilts, and today we're doing part one of a two-part series of Kathy quilting Little Leaves. It's a quilt that she got for her birthday, and so she pieced it and then she quilted it. This video shows you how to pin and load your quilt on your frame and how to stabilize the edges so that when it's quilting on and off the quilt, the foot doesn't catch. So stay tuned and let's go.
Frame, pinned it on the center.
And explain why you do it from that side.
Because it's easy to reach. And
Yeah.
I can pin it right through the leaders. And then when I'm all done, I put it down. The pins are on the top. And it makes it really easy for me to manipulate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have no clue about that. They try to pin from the front.
Nope. Pin it from the back. And you can undo the leader so that you can hold it up high. You can hold it up right next to you. I start at the center where there's a... I'm pulling this out. There's a pin there. There's a pin there. And I just pin along there, about that close together.
Yep.
And then let it go. And then I'll pin the bottom side.
Okay.
So I'm matching my center mark to the pin. I just pinned out. I'm gonna pin the rest of my leaders on.
And for those of you that haven't seen our other leader video, you can see that Kathy did a casing and she made her leaders so that they are precision.
I folded it along the dotted line so that I could have a nice even
Because if you use the Grace leaders just the way they come, they are not precision.
So now I'm just going to go back and fill in the holes. I like my leaders pinned head to tail with my pins. I like the Corsage pins because they take a big hunk each time.
You like the magnetic tray. We got those at Harbor Freight.
Okay, now I'm done pinning it. It doesn't really matter if I pin this end first or the top edge first. It's all going to come out the same. So I'm going to smooth it out. And now my quilt back is ready to go. Now I'm going to pin on the quilt top. So now I'm pinning the quilt top on, and I'm just matching the edges. And I pinned it right close together all the way along. So if I match everything up through the center and the quilt back, I'm going to pull out the center pin. Now my quilt top's pinned on, and I'm ready to put my batting in. I don't like that. And now I'm getting ready to put my batting on. I take all the little polka dots off so they're not going to show through.
And also you pressed your quilt before you ever put it on, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people, especially if you look at some of the videos, you don't see that.
I know there's some spray that if there's a wrinkle that you missed, there's a spray you can put on. I don't know what that spray is. I will hopefully find out what it is because I know a lot of quilters use that and I have never needed to use that, but I would like to know. So if any quilters know what that spray is, let me know.
Yep, leave it in the comments.
Keep track of my batting scraps. And what happens is when I finish with a quilt, I'm all done, I will measure it and put a little note on it. So this number 23 matches this number 23. And I write down if it's white batting or if it's just regular, there's no W by it. And then I know if I run into a quilt that's maybe 16 inches wide, I can choose number 23. And right now, from this quilt, I'm going to choose number 20. And then I just, okay, now I found number 20. I'm going to cross it off and then put it in piles because I'm going to use it again. when I'm done with another quilt. I just erase this. I've used the same one piece of paper for probably...
Since 2020.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh. For 4 years. And I just keep erasing it. And then the next time I measure a piece of leftover batting, I will put it under here and I'll write it down on number 20. And so I just keep all my scraps because at Christmas time I'll have a lot of different leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm done. And so I try and clean it off because I know I'm just using muslin on the back. Okay. This is my batting. I'm going to put a mark in the middle. Okay. I am just going to match that up on the middle. I'm going to lay it evenly. This is batting. Batting has some give and take. Okay, now I'm going to tuck this. Make sure I tuck it in between my layers. Make it nice and until that one's up a little bit.
And you just let yours hang down. We don't really worry about a batting rail.
Okay, now I'm going to match this center. Oops. Eventually I'm just going to stitch this top edge down, but I'm going to make sure it's even. Sometimes I take a stitching line across the batting, but this is so tiny I'm not going to worry about it. And I got to pull these top ones out because I don't want to stitch over them. Now I'm just going to stitch a line down here, and after that then I'll smooth my quilt out. I don't want to do that ahead of time. I tied off. This is my top of my bobbin thread. I'm tying it off. Now I'm going to pull it through. Make sure it snugs in between there.
Yeah, so that's just easier to do it that way than just to rethread it.
See, that time it didn't pull through. Sometimes these needles are so big it can pull through. But luckily the eye of the needle is so big that it's not really hard to thread it. So now I'm going to stitch this top edge down. Still too loose.
Yeah, I was using Magnifico on there, and so it was breaking.
I did that 4 times around, just right there.
Yeah, they really make a difference.
Okay, that's better.
Let's see it. Flip it over so we can see.
This one right here.
Oh, looks good.
Not this one, it's this one.
Right.
And this is it. So, top. I didn't loosen the belts or anything. I'm just sewing it, and it's really hard for me to push along, but I'm just trying to hold the top down. It's not going to matter. This is going to be cut off when I bind the quilt. I can hear the machine needs to be oiled. I'm going to leave it here at the end. I'm going to drop my needle. I'm going to pull out all these. I'm going to smooth my quilt down. Sorry. Okay, smooth the quilt down. Make sure the edges are good.
And then how tight do you like to put the bungee clamps?
They don't need to be tight. I don't put them very tight.
And
A lot of
then,
give.
even though you have batting on top of it, it still holds good enough.
Well, I'm going to stitch down the edges right now. So.
Oh, okay.
And if I were custom quilting this, I probably wouldn't do that, but I'm going to do a panto. So I'm going to look at this and make sure my edge lines up.
And you walk along that with your hand just to make sure
I want it
you're
straight.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got that edge stitched down. I don't have much of a backing on this one because it's
just muslin.
yeah, and it's not going to make that much of a difference. I will remove the sides before I stitch in that area. Okay, now I am right there. That could be a foot catcher. I missed that part.
So basically the reason why you stitch that down is so that if it goes off the quilt
Right, it
and
won't
then
catch
back,
in the
it
edge.
won't catch.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please like and subscribe if you already haven't. Please stay tuned for our next video where Kathy shows some really cool things that you can do with the safe zone and how it helps you to be able to quilt right up to the edge of your quilt and not have to worry about it stitching way over into the batting in the back or even the leader. So stay tuned, and as soon as we get that one uploaded, we'll put a link there for you. Thanks. Bye.